Hello, my name is Phil Wild from Community Action Decorum, and this is a small video about creating an educational blog. Our objectives for today are introduce blogs for education, describe how to set up a blog and look at how a blog can be used, and also we'll have a look at other blog sites that you can use other than the one that I'm going to describe today. This one is called edublogs.com, and all you will need is a PC or a phone or tablet or anything that can connect to the internet, and of course you need the internet connection. So once you get to the website, you can sign up, and as you can see there is the sign up button. Click on that and you are taken to this page, and from here you will need to add some information: username and password. Click on educator, put in your email address and give a title to the site. Now the title I would recommend be applicable to what style of blog you want it to be, whether it's about a particular assignment, a course, a class, whatever it is. Give that title. It will then create the site URL for you from that title, but you can change that. You'll also need to tick the agree to terms of service, which hopefully you will have read, and the I am not a robot box. It's up to you whether you click on the I'd like e-tech news and tips by email button. You'll then be presented with this screen. This is recommended that you record this information. The URL is what you will give to your students or anybody else, and obviously the rest of it is your login information that you'll need every time you come back to the website to make any changes, add posts, add pages, etc. So when you come into your blog, you will be confronted with this page, which is known as the dashboard. So everything that you are going to do on this blog will be accessed from this dashboard, where you can create new posts, new pages. Best thing to do is to explore. You can create a very simple blog really quickly and really easily, and then go into the more sophisticated. So this is how the blog will look before you do anything else. The site itself will create the first post. You can see there on the right, headed Hello World, and you can see there's a couple of links on there. On the left hand side you've got a navigation page, and so that will have a search box. It will have the recent posts. In this case there's only one, of course. The recent comments, there's one comment which also has been automatically generated. The archives will show as a monthly list, and we've got categories. I would recommend that you categorize your posts depending on your own setup, and the sort of categories that you could do would be information, sort of things like news, communication, events, all sorts of things. That's entirely up to you how you decide to do that. But so how do we create a new post? There are in fact three ways to the main two are shown on this slide here, but you can also use the very top bar which you will see on the dashboard, which has the word new. When you click on that, you will see you can do new post, new page. But the quickest way from the dashboard is to go to the quick overview or to the sidebar on the left, click on new post or click on posts, add new. Both of them will open up the same page, and you will see something like this. We can add a title, and we can just start typing to put some text in. Now these blocks over here allow us to add things like pictures, lists, links to websites. All sorts of things can be added through blocks. A block is anything like a paragraph or a picture. The whole page is made up of blocks. Now pages, it is recommended that you don't create too many pages. You only need really your main blog page, which is the home page, which you've already seen. Something like an about page that tells anybody who comes to the blog why it exists, who you are, what sort of things they can do on the blog, and also a contacts page, so that if anyone has any queries or any questions or anything that they would like you to add to your blog, they know how to get in touch with you. Beyond that, you may want to add extra pages for certain projects or certain events. If you've got some kind of major event coming up, maybe you want to create a page for that, just to separate those blog posts from the others. But don't create individual pages for individual blog items. That's all handled by the categories. And when you're creating a page, you've got certain things you can add. You can add an image that will be at the top of the page, and could be your logo, or it could be a picture of your team, or it could be some picture you've taken of a class. You can also tick allow comments. Now if we're talking about a page where you can have blog posts, then you may want to tick this, but not on those pages like the about page and the contact page, because you don't need people to be able to comment on those sort of things. So when we're creating a new page, we can use various formatting tools, just like you might do in a word processor. You've got bold, italic, links. You can change the alignment. You can add headings and lists and explore those when you come to set up a page. So talking about an about page, this is a very simple about page that I've started to create. The title obviously is about, and then there's some information about the class blog, why it's there. Obviously you'll put more information than I put here. This is just for illustrative purposes. We can create an image, so I would recommend that you put some kind of image which tells the users what your organization is about. In this case, it's ticked to allow comments. With an about page, I recommend you untick that so people can't just comment on various things. You can set the category here. Once you're happy with the page, you click publish. It will give you a chance to make any changes before it does the actual publish, so you can always go back and change something. And of course you can go back in and change whenever you need to. So once you've made started making your blog, you can look at the appearance. So here we have a number of themes which are available in this particular service, and these ones are all free. I just happen to have chosen this one here called 2015, which I quite like. Find these under this appearance tab that we've got here, and we can use the customize to make changes. Now one of the changes that I'm going to show you here is adding a menu to the sidebar here, which allows us to show a navigation of the pages that are in the blog. If we go into the appearance, we can see we've got menus here, and when we go through the menus, we will end up with the pages here. So at the moment we've got home and about. If we have a contacts page, that will be under here, so users can come here and they can go, oh, there's the about page, click on that, it will take them to the about page. You'll notice that the home page is in bold, which shows you where you are in this navigation. One other thing that we can do that's quite useful is we can embed content into our posts. So what you would do here is you would go to the plus sign here, look for the block that you want. I've chosen the cover, so this will put a picture between the title, which is the embedding content here, and any text I want to start writing. So we go into that, we can upload a picture, we can use a picture that's already in the library, we can change colours if we wish to. I've chosen to use one from a picture I've already added to the blog, which is this one here. Over this side we can change some information about it. We can add a caption, we can add a description, and the alt text allows us to have a text version of the picture for people that have eyesight difficulties and are using a screen reader. That can be quite useful. So once it's embedded, it looks like this. We can add a title to it, and so as you can see, the title of the page is there, or the title of the post is there, the cover picture is here, and then I can just start writing down here or add anything else that I want to add. This picture will stay on this post, and we can add information underneath here. So what kind of uses can you have for a blog? Well, first one, communications. You can have links back to backup material, further reading, that sort of thing. Providing information for users, what's happening, what's coming up. You can stimulate discussion, getting students to share their own methodologies, issues, etc. Assignments, where you can say to the students, look, all the information that I've given you about the assignment is also on the blog, so whenever you need to find that information, go to the blog, there it is. And if you're using categories to highlight those assignments, then students will be able to find it. Or you could create a separate page specifically for assignments. So some of the things that you could do before you let the blog loose on your students is have a practice. Why not write out some ideas for blog posts, pick a course or a class or an activity within those, create a list of categories that you want to highlight in your blog, e.g. information, news, that sort of thing, and then create a blog. Add an about page. Have a think about what your organisation is about, what the purpose of the blog is, and then try adding some posts, including pictures and links. You can link back to your website, you can link to the cookbook, anything like that. And other sites available, there's blogger.com, which is Google's own, there's simplesite.com, both offer free blogging. You may be able to persuade your organisation to host the blog on the website. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.